You need to be a man in your mind first. For it to reflect in your reality. Masculinity runs much deeper than the shallow interpretation of the modern world. It has nothing to do with looking macho. Although looking macho can be a byproduct of being a masculine man. A masculine man is someone that brings a sense of security and safety for people around him. He is a man that people look for when they are in a pinch. Because they know that he always has a sound plan or advice for everything. This can only be accomplished if you exercise your decision-making muscle. A man who is decisive and takes initiative is the definition of masculinity. It is not about breaking someone's jaw with your right hand, even though being physically fit is a great way to appear masculine. But everybody knows that every huge-looking guy is not necessarily a masculine man. When you think from a masculine perspective, your mind will automatically reshape your body and habits to match it. And so, you will appear masculine anyways. And you will build your body like it's your divine duty. A masculine mind has the ability to induce other minds around him. This induction can be his ideals, his dreams or his directions. He can recruit followers just by his words and presence. Masculinity is attached with the worst kind of depiction that has nothing to do with it. That is, violence and tyranny. It couldn't be farther from the truth. Violence is the last thing a masculine man will choose. It is not to say that you should not know how to be violent when necessity demands. But history is littered with great men achieving things without force. Those who have used violence and tyranny aren't respected. And they are the one who have given this divine gift of man the title of toxic masculinity. A masculine man doesn't have to hit a woman to show he is a man. He doesn't have to walk over other men to appear strong. If he does, it shows only one thing. That is, weakness. And it's blasphemous to attach such an act of weakness with masculinity. Hence, the whole narrative of toxic masculinity is null and void. Because those men aren't masculine at all. A masculine man has the ability to command respect and receive admiration from women with just his presence, his way of being, his words, and his demeanor. He gains their favor without asking. Only because of his control over his mind and tendencies. A masculine man puts all around him at ease. They know he will lead. They know they can count on him. They know he has control on his nerves. It is the best case scenario for others. Hence, they choose him out of his sheer masculinity. That's a man who was the leader of the tribes. That's the man who hunted and provided for everybody under his protection. That's the man who stands in front of a beast when the rest of his family runs to safety. That's the man who fights till his last breath. It is far from any maliciousness and nothing but nobility. He is the honor of people around him. Not a single person is afraid of him. They admire him rather than tremble in front of him. This is masculinity. Don't ever let anybody tell you that masculinity is a curse. It is the very thing that the world needs the most right now. Men who are level-headed. Men who know how to stand in front of a beast. In this modern era, we don't have to fight physical beasts, but mental. Now, a man is masculine if he knows what he wants. He is driven to the point where he sees nothing but his goal. He is the anchor of everybody around him. He is financially accelerating and not because of greed. But the sheer thrust of his dreams is amassing him wealth. And he uses that wealth wisely to raise others around him. Make no mistake. The concept of masculinity doesn't exist in being self-centered. It is only masculine when others are benefiting from it. Everything else is narcissism. But on the other hand, it is equally important for you to first stabilize yourself. Because if you are struggling yourself, you can't really lend a hand to others. A masculine man is masculine for the very reason that he has his own business in order. And then he supports others around him. You shouldn't lose yourself in trying to lift someone else. And you can only do that when you have your mind in control. Accept your masculinity in your mind and start to drive your life from this perspective. Money, health, ideal body, and affection of women will just be a byproduct. This is not to say that you become totally self-reliant and do not look for help when you really need it. The difference is, you look for help, but not direction of your life, from others. To put it simply, a masculine man is a man who doesn't look at someone else for answers. He finds them himself. Remember, a violent man who rules by force is not a masculine man. That's a beast that a masculine man stands in front of.